All right, depression is on the rise, and it's a serious mental health condition when it goes far enough. Not I feel depressed. Everyone feels depressed occasionally, but when you have something that genuinely leads to long-lasting problems and a long-lasting state that lasts many years, we're not talking I feel depressed for 10 minutes, everyone has that. But like years and years and years, it does eventually become a deep-rooted imbalance in the brain chemically. I am going to assume you're not at that point yet, because if you are at that point, you probably know about it. For people who might be more genetically inclined to this stuff, this is really important. You've got to focus on the natural stuff first and make sure you don't get so deep into the hole that it's hard to get out. It's much harder to get out of a 1 foot hole or a 2 foot hole than it is an 8 foot hole. That logic makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It's the same thing with psychology. If your problems are minor, the natural stuff works far more powerfully than if you've got serious problems. So, a huge thing with depression, certainly, is serotonin. Depleted serotonin, specifically. You could also add in endorphins and oxytocin and dopamine and other things, GABA, but serotonin's the big one. And I've said before, I've wrote this as a tweet. It did very well because it's true. People should be prescribed leg training sessions followed by cold therapy sessions, followed by a daily minimal amount of sunlight, hard to do in the winter, I know, before being prescribed antidepressants. And it's very, very true because it's powerful. What's more depressing? You know, sat down all day under blue light, sat there doing nothing, having no energy, no endorphins, bored out of your mind, versus the high in the endorphins and the feel-good chemicals in your brain from just training your legs to failure, followed by the euphoria that comes from like a 5-minute cold shower afterwards. Not during the middle of it, but afterwards. Followed by the slow, steady serotonin and just calm, feel-good chemicals you get from the sun. Which one's more or less depressing? It's not hard, is it? And so if you make a lifestyle of these things, leg training sure is only going to be twice a week, but the cold showers and the sun can be every day, especially if you've got the weather for it. Red light therapy as well, guys, I'm serious, it makes you feel better. Although that's more of a dopamine thing. But seriously, if you struggle with lower level anxiety as well, but certainly depression, try these natural things well before looking at SSRIs. Sorry, there's a fly in my finger. I don't know what the hell it was actually, but because what the hell? It's like I'm in the Amazon sometimes. Because once you're on the SSRIs, it's going to be harder and harder to get off over time, the longer you're on those things, and they are not good for testosterone, let's put it that way. Some guys who've been on them for years really struggle to get their test levels back to peak levels. Everything I talk about becomes more important, but also a level up in terms of difficulty if you've been on SSRIs for a long time. So bear that in mind. There's many reasons to do the natural stuff first. The training, the endorphins, some cardio even. Don't overdo it, don't train like a marathon runner, but some cardio, cold therapy, sunlight, and sometimes red light therapy in the winter. Do all that stuff first and your life will be a lot better over the long run. It stops you from slipping into that 6 foot hole, that 8 foot hole. It keeps it shallower, it's easier to get out and save yourself. If you need help with the oxytocin side of things, it helps to know exactly what women want. I talk about that in this video here. There's a lot of online hate towards women these days. I think it's partly a cultural thing, partly a red pill thing, I don't know, but there's a lot of hate. But there's also a lot of benefits when you get it right. And so, yeah, I definitely think that it's worth watching that, especially if you're single or you've had relationship problems.